I know your every move, I've heard your every word, I know you well. And I've got nothing left to prove, your threats I find absurd, I am your hell. Every time you think that I'm done, I'll come back stronger.
The following contest is a submission match and is for the WWE Universal Championship. Making his way to the ring from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 243 pounds, and Sam Brock. And his opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 295 pounds, Brock Lesnar.
Obviously, like we talk about being in legal medicine, being able to manhandle a lot of different guys. I even saw you do it to Brock in Fargo, as a matter of fact, which was
That's where it was. Huh?
yeah, it was quite a spectacle to see.
Yeah, I tell people, they're always like, I heard you kill Brock. I didn't kill him. It was a very close wrestling match. The reason I won is because, and I know Brock doesn't want to hear this, but Brock is a beast. I mean, anything he touches is going to turn gold. He's not just a beast. He's a great athlete. He's smart. If he would have stayed in the NFL just another half a year, he'd have been a 10-time All-Pro. He was UFC champion when he just tried that. He comes to WWE's WWE champion when he tries this. He was NCAA champion in wrestling. It's like he wins everything.
Brock Lesnar had a drug test failure this year, or last year, and he ended up with a year-long suspension. What are your thoughts on that fight and his drug test failure?
I can't speak on people and on why they're using it.
And how do you think you would have done against Lesnar if you both were in your primes in the MMA fight?
Lesnar, listen, it's not about bragging, it's not about being better than somebody, but it's about skill sets. There's no question in my mind that the times that when I was in my prime, that I was the most well-rounded fighter out there, or in the world. I was the one that knew how to kickbox. I did kickboxing and Muay Thai. I competed in events in Japan. And I was a submission specialist going into the UFC for the very first time. So I was the most well-rounded fighter in there. And being able to fight a guy like Brock Lesnar, who is a wrestler, who has very limited skills in striking, in my prime, and him in his prime, he doesn't have a chance because it's the same thing as Severn. How can you beat me? You can't beat me. If I'm in my prime and I have all those skill sets in my prime, and in his prime, he was very limited on his skill sets, how can you beat me? I've captured every title there is in the world that I have competed in. I've always risen to the top and been the champion, the guy. The only one I haven't done that is in pro wrestling, the WWF. I captured tag team, Intercontinental, Rookie of the Year, King of the Ring, everything but the heavyweight title. I will hope that somewhere down the road that all the differences will be put aside and allow me to come back and at least get a shot at the heavyweight title. And I hope Brock Lesnar has it, because I'd like to come after him.
And if Brock would have learned, if he would have went beyond NCAAs and learned at the Olympic level, there's no way in hell would have beat Brock. I was never afraid of Brock or getting in the ring with him. I weighed 225. He weighed 315. He was 90 pounds heavier than me. It wasn't a problem to me. And everybody asked me, I heard you killed him. No. I took him down once. He didn't take me down at all. And it went 15 minutes. That's pretty damn close.
How did that even come to be in the first place?
Well, what happened was someone asked how I would do against him. He said, he's too small. Kill him. So I walked up to him. I said, did you say I'm too small for you that you would kill me? He goes, well, Kirk, come on. You're like, what, 215? I said, I'm 225. He goes, well, I'm 315. I said, well, I don't have a problem. Let's get in the ring. He said, no, I only have sandals on. I said, let's go on our bare feet. He said, nah, I don't want to do it. So one day, he's in Fargo, North Carolina, or North Dakota. He's wrestling Big Show. And he's picking his 530-pound man up. This is when Big Show was really big. Yeah. He double-legged him, picked him up in the air, and slammed him on his back. And I'm going, holy shit, I might not be able to handle this kid. I never saw anybody do that. So Big Show was facing me. Brock's back was to me. Big Show was on the other side of the ring. I looked at Show. I said, get out. And he went, okay. So he started getting out, and Brock was like, where are you going? And I walked up and I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, let's go. He turned around and I said, let's go. And all the wrestlers around the ring, like a lumberjack style, like, you're not getting out, bro. So we finally had the showdown. Yeah. And it was close. I mean, it really was. He had 90 pounds on me, but I probably took him down into the ropes a good 7 or 8 times, and he used the ropes to, hey, we're out of bounds, and that's okay. But I did take him down once. He didn't take me down at all, and it was really close. But, to me, Brock wasn't the wrestler I was.
Why did you never, I know that there was rumors for a long time of you going into doing some MMA or doing a fight. Never really happened. Injuries, or just you couldn't work it out?
I will tell you this, Chris. When I was serious about fighting, which was right around 98, right before I got to WWE, he offered me a deal, UFC at the time. It was 10 fights for $150,000. I was like, are you nuts? And they're like, well, this is the most we're paying everyone. And I was like, well, then I'm not doing it. So I started in WWE, and then all of a sudden UFC explodes. And now guys are getting millions. Well, once I broke my neck in 2003, and I did talk to Dana White in 2006 and 2010. I flew out and met with him both times. The issue was, first of all, we couldn't get a starting date. He wanted me ready in 4.5 weeks for one fight, which was not going to happen. I thought I needed 3 to 6 months, but I was in denial. I don't have the strength I had before I broke my neck in 2003. And breaking them several times in that 2.5 year span, it didn't help. I mean, I can bench 185 pounds. For a man that weighs 220, 225, that's not good. Well, I do have strength in my upper body, and it's more of a wrestler's type of strength. I can't lift heavy weights. My legs are strong as hell, and my hips. But the severe neck injuries I've had, I couldn't get me knocked around. I would get embarrassed. And it wouldn't be knockouts and stuff. It would be, they would get a hold of my arm and they would rip it off. Because I don't have the strength to protect myself. So I never really seriously decided to do it. The only time I did was when Dana White wanted me to be part of Real Fighter with Kimbo. He didn't want me to fight Kimbo. He wanted me to be on the show with Kimbo. He was going to pay me a shitload of money to do it. And I was okay with that, but he also wanted me to be ready in a month. I was like, Dana, can I train a little bit? And he's like, well, the show starts in a month. It's yours a month. I said, well, no, I can't do it. I would have done that, but as far as going in there and competing, with these top fighters, with the way my neck and the strength in my arms, it would have been dumb. So I can do the sports entertainment stuff all night long, even now, but to be in the octagon with all those top fighters, no. Could I have done well before I hurt my neck? Yes. I'd have been UFC champion.
And I hope Brock Lesnar has it, because I'd like to come after him.
And you mentioned that if you could have a chance to have a one-on-one meeting with Vince McMahon, what would you tell him to try and get a point across on why you should get a chance?
Oh, I wouldn't ask why I should get a chance. I think everybody knows I should get a chance. I think I would want to know why. What's the underlying, because everybody else has come back. I mean, look at it. All these guys have gone and have come back and had issues with them, went to other organizations. WCW come back, and they still got in. So I would want to really know the truth. What was it that I did so bad that kept me out? Because obviously I had the talent. I mean, I brought in all those new moves that everybody's using now. Listen, come on. You want to talk about somebody that has changed the face of wrestling because of them being in it? I think it's pretty clear I did that. And then me to have an opportunity to come back and be able to at least get that shot at that title, because it eludes me and it bothers me. So I'd love to get a shot at that.
I'm not a superstar. I'm an ass kicker. I am Brock Lesnar. That's it. There isn't anybody in the WWE, past or present, that has the accolades that I've got. Thrives to be the best. In high school, dominant. I just want to be a wrecking machine. In college, NCAA champion, dominant. Recruited by the WWE. Here comes the pain. They wanted me and they needed me.